Hello punters and welcome to another racing edition of the Spruikers. Jake is away, so it's me this week, and we've got, of course, the lovely Michael Sharkie to join us. How are you, Shark?
I'm very well, Nat. I always assumed that I was here for my looks sitting next to Jake, but I think you might have stolen my thunder this week.
Shucks, you're so kind.
I might have to find a winner, which will be unusual.
Oh, I know. Hey, Star Spangled Banner last week.
Wow, wasn't
Got
he
up.
good?
Can't believe
Terrific.
that.
No.
What a spruik.
Yes, he was a good
Brilliant.
spruik. Yes.
What do you think Jake's doing right now?
Ping pong sort of comes to mind when I think of Thailand, but he also could
Gee,
be on
I
the
wonder
beach.
why.
Oh, he's a very good ping pong player, Jake.
Yeah.
You represented Australia.
Oh, wow. That's really
terrific.
cool. I wonder if he
Yeah.
got the Asian grip. You know how they hold.
I
Anyway.
don't know if he got the Asian grip, but we can ask him when he comes home.
Fantastic. All right, well, before we get into this week's racing, the Winter Carnival's coming to a close at Eagle Farm, so let's see what's making news this week. Trainer Simon Wilde has conceded that Hissing Sid won't be fit enough to run in Saturday's Group 3 Tattersalls Cup. Hissing Sid has been sidelined with an eye injury for most of June and has been very limited in the amount of training he can undertake. Dual Group 1 winning sprinter Nakoni could get another English start. Nakoni ran a disappointing fourth in the King's Stand Stakes at Royal Ascot last week, and trainer David Hayes is desperate to run the 4-year-old in next month's July Cup at Newmarket. And finally, Gay Waterhouse's talented mare Goldwater will attempt to snare an elusive Group 1 victory in Saturday's Winter Stakes at Eagle Farm in what will be her last race before she is retired to stud. And that's what's making news, Shark. Let's get straight into it. The Winter Stakes on Saturday at Eagle Farm. Who are you liking in this race?
Well, it's the last Group 1 of the Winter Carnival, possibly the year as well,
Probably
I think,
my
of the
favourite
season.
race.
It is, well, as Jake would say, yes, every race is one of his favourites, so that's good. I'm glad it's one of your favourite races.
Definitely.
For the fillies and mares, of course.
The girls.
Look, I'm pretty keen to stick with Set for Fame here. I thought
Yep.
she was very good, returning to form last start after getting over a little virus that derailed her Sydney Autumn campaign, so I think she's going to be very hard to beat. Obviously, barrier draws are going to play a big part as to the result of this race, but I think she's probably on top. Wealth Princess, an ex-Kiwi mare who's got a very good turn of foot. She's having her last run for trainer Brent Gilovich, or
That's right, she's moving to Lee Freeman's.
She's going to Lee Freeman's for the spring. Sean Buckley, who previously owned Miss Andretti, of course, he's bought into her, so she's going to be going to Freedy's stable for the spring. But she's racing very well and has a big chance in this too.
6 wins.
Yeah, she's very, very good. She's got a terrific turn of foot, which will win you a lot of races around the mile distance.
Now, what about Beated and Melito? They're two that I've sort of liked over the winter.
Yeah, Melita obviously very good. She's been placed, I think, 3 straight Group 1 races.
Yep.
So, look, I'm just a bit concerned about her and Beat It having had quite a long campaign.
Yeah.
It tells on average horses, it tells on good horses. You can't keep coming up and constantly re-hitting your peak form, if you will. So, I think they're probably risks in this race.
And who do you like as a roughie in this one? Is there anyone that's standing out?
As a roughie, look, I think at a bit of odds, Deer Valley could run a big race. She's quite a good filly on her day, and I think if she found anything like her best form, she could run a big race at around 20 to 1.
All right, and we'll move on to the next race, which is the Tattersalls Cup, a Group 3, over 2,200 metres. A lot of New Zealand horses in this one.
Yes, the New Zealand stayers, they love sneaking over to Brisbane for the Winter Carnival and trying to win something because their prize money is completely crap, so they've got to go somewhere to make a buck.
New Zealand.
Disappointing that Hissing Sid won't be, or Hussing Sud if you're a
Hussing Sud,
Kiwi, that's what
right.
you'd call him, isn't it? So look, friends of mine, Ros and John Orr down in Warrnambool, they own Hissing Sid, or a share of him, so disappointing for them that he won't be running this week. But look, the Wilds have Borghurst in this race,
That's right.
lining up for his 6th start in 6 weeks.
Going to be a bit fatigued?
Yeah, well, everyone was keen to back Graham Nicholson, who trained Sir Timekeeper and Sir Slick for backing them up 5 weeks in a row, but nothing's been said about Borghurst. So look, if Borghurst came out and ran to his best, he'd be a big chance in what is a pretty average field.
Now, I've heard it's going to rain a little bit, so it could be a soft track. Someone who likes a soft track is Larry's Never Late. Do you rate him a chance?
Yes, I spoke to Rod Douglas during the week, actually, about Larry's Never Late, and he's very, very happy with the horse and how he's going. And the prospect of a wet track is in his favour, as you mentioned, and he was very confident Did he run a big race on Saturday?
All right. Anyone else we should look out for in this race?
No, it's pretty ordinary after those two. Court Ruler possibly. Look, he won the Derby last year in Brisbane, and he likes it wet, but he's racing a bit below his best.
All right, and the last race we're going to look at is the WJ Healy Stakes, also a Group 3, a bit of a sprint there. Anyone you like in this race?
It's a big field for this one, Nat. I
It
think
is.
there's only 2 horses we need to worry about, though.
Okay.
Leif Freeman's First Command. He was heavily backed first up, but I think he just ran out of condition over the last 50 metres when he was beaten. And Haylist, former West Australian, who had his first run on the eastern seaboard at Rose Hill, or might have been Randwick actually, behind Love Conquers All, who's a very smart horse.
Okay.
And he's a very, very talented galloper, so watch out for Haylist.
So no chance for Daunting Lad, who won the Lightning Handicap 2 weeks ago?
Absolutely.
No chance. All right.
He had his birthday beating First Command then, so I think the tables will be turned this week.
The Betfair
All right, Shark, who are you liking as your Betfair Big Spruik this week?
Then I think we'll stick with the Healy Stakes, and we'll take a bit of a soft option. We'll back both First Command and Haylist to win that race. I think you can back both of them and still make a decent buck.
Fantastic. For me, I'm going to go to the Winter Stakes, and I've liked Melito all winter, so even though she might be a bit tired,
You've got to stick fat.
I'm going to stick with her. So that's my Betfair Big Spruik. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, Sharkie, for
No
joining us
problem, Nat.
again. We won't see you next week.
No,
Where will you be?
I'll be at Malakuta fishing.
Fun times.
It's going to be gorgeous country down there.
Oh, well, enjoy that. Hope you catch some. And of course, for all the best value, go to betfair.com.au, and we'll see you again next week.